have something else I want to show you, but I'm going to be sharing some stories with you, showing you things like this. Anybody recognize this character? Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini. Most people, if you say, name a magician, they will name Harry Houdini. Which to me, as a student of magic, I've been studying magic since I was 8. I'm 62, so that's a long time. Houdini, he loved magic, and he wanted to be remembered as being the greatest magician of all time, but that's not how he got famous. He got famous doing escapes. I think his story is so interesting. Houdini was an immigrant to this country. He immigrated from Budapest. He was born March 24th, 1874. So really, if you know your magic history, there's no better time to be a magician than the turn of the century. The 19th century to the 20th century. What was going on then was you had the railroads, you had people moving to cities and they had leisure time, so you had more people going to the theater. You didn't have the movies. So you had people going to live theater. That's why you had so many magicians in the period. But Houdini knew he wanted to be a performer. His dad was a rabbi, but he wanted to be a performer. He started as a trapeze artist. And then he tried to do card manipulation. And then he met this person named Beatrice. And he married her. She was a chorus line girl. And he married her, and they did this trunk act together, where she was tied in ropes and put in a sack and put into a trunk, and the trunk was chained, and then he stood on top of it, and they were instantly transposed. So she was on top, and he was in the trunk. Brilliant trick. And that's what started him down the road of doing escapes. Well, Houdini did escapes so well that the great Arthur Conan Doyle, the inventor of Sherlock Holmes, said there's no other way to do it than to dematerialize and pass through solid objects. Now, for Sir Arthur Conan Doyle to say that, of course, Houdini really wasn't doing it that way. But I want to illustrate the point with this block. Block has a hole down the center. It's a solid wood block. You can see that if you want. Solid wood block, nothing funny about it. Rope. I'm going to put the rope through. Now, this is the kind of thing Houdini would have done. Only he wouldn't have done it with a block. He would have done it with his body. So he would have been bound tightly in the rope. And there were many times when Houdini was. He had people from his audience bind him in ropes. They did all the time. So that is the ropes passing through and around that block, making it virtually impossible to get the block off without untying the rope. But this is the kind of thing Houdini would do. Pass straight through. Thank you so much.